Hey everyone, welcome back. This is tip 3 of 5 that you're receiving. So thanks again for opting in, and just want to share with you some things that I feel like I was able to do that was very helpful to me in my healing journey and my adventure with cancer, and you may find beneficial to you. Tip number 3 is around mindset. This is probably one of my favorite things to talk about and share because it's not something that's easily measured, but it is something that is vitally important. If you've had a chance to read our blog, or if you've definitely had a chance to visit my Facebook profile, I think one of the things you would have discovered if you took some time to investigate is that from the very beginning, I had a different mindset than a lot of people have when they're faced with a cancer diagnosis. One of the videos I did early on, I remember I was in my car, I was headed to a hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy treatment, and I'm not sure exactly where I got the idea or thought from, but I thought, you know what? Cancer equals change. It doesn't have to be a death sentence. And I just began thinking, you know what? This is a divine tap on the shoulder that my body is just saying, listen, Ryan, I've been fighting off all the stuff that's been going on for 35 years and I'm tapped out, bro. I need some help. Would you please reconsider some things in your lifestyle? Everything from diet, as we talked about in step 1, maybe taking some supplements if you got some deficiencies in tip 2, to my attitude, my stress level, emotional healing, the way I think, my sleep, like all of that. And my mindset is yes, I'm willing to embrace and look at what I may have been doing to contribute to this disease, so therefore I can take ownership of how I can then contribute to the solutions in reversing it, eradicating the cancer, and having a chance to live in optimal health. So I came up with things like cancer picked on the wrong dude. That became one of my hashtags as I documented my story on Facebook. And the mindset around that is that I remember telling doctors, oncologists, my friends, different people who had their own opinions and input on what I should do now that I'd been diagnosed with cancer. And I would say, listen, you've never met anybody like me, okay? You have no idea. Like, I'm one of those crazy people that, to be particularly honest with you, it kind of seems stupid now, to be honest, because I didn't know what I was really getting into. I was originally told it was going to be stage 3, and secretly on the inside, I actually had hoped that it would be stage 4. Because I already was convinced from the very beginning, even though I had no clue on how I was going to do it, that I was not only going to come out victorious from this cancer diagnosis, but I was going to live a long life in optimal health. I was going to walk my daughter down the aisle. I was going to enjoy many more romantic years with my wife. I was going to play tennis again. I was going to ski. And that was just my belief system. And even in the face of death, opposition, people disagreeing with the path that I chose, I loved myself. I like Ryan. And I was convinced that God, creator of the universe, higher being, whoever you believe in, if you're a spiritual person, had nothing to do with this. Planet Earth had hit me with something that I was now prepared to deal with. I didn't know exactly how to navigate through it, but my mindset is I'm going to live. Now, at the same time, I didn't have my head stuck in the sand. I did acknowledge that I could die. My wife and I faced our greatest fear head on several months into this journey, and that fear was, I knew I was at peace and I would be okay if I died, but what about my wife and my 3 young kids? Would they be okay? And we got invited by God, we believe, to go there, to face that fear. And our mindset is we just need to work through this emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And we did. And I'll never forget the day my beautiful wife came in our room. She had big old tears rolling down her eyes, and she looked at me and said, Ryan, me and the kids will be okay if you die. Folks, mindset is so important. There are even scientific studies, my wife tells me, of things that she's researching now that prove that our attitude, what we're thinking about, and our belief system literally has power to dictate the physical performance of our cells in our body. So, whether it's you reading books, whether it's you listening to podcasts, whether it's you meeting with some type of a healer, some type of a person that has experience in this, I want to invite you to go there, to dive into the mental, spiritual, and emotional side of this, because I believe it's a pillar to anyone and everyone to get on the road to Wellville. And if you want some recommendations of some specific books or some specific audios or things that have helped me, please just tune in to my website. We're going to have a resources section, and you can learn from some of the different videos, speaking engagements, and even my series called Wisdom from the Recliner. It's all going to be out there and available. Anyway, that's tip 3, but it's a very important tip. Don't glaze over. Don't think just because it's an intangible that it's not important. It's very, very important. And if you'll stay tuned, I'll come back here shortly with tip number 4 and share with you a few more ideas and things that helped me on my healing adventure with cancer.